Aloha, my name is Mahealani Cypher, and I am ʻāina to the Ahupuaʻa of Kāneloa. My family, most of them come from the Kaneohe area all the way to Kahalu'u. Well, you know, I was sitting in Wynwood Mall with a friend, and we were listening to a group of teenagers who were all talking to each other about where they come from, and one said he was from Kaneohe, the other said he was from Kahalu'u, somebody else said, you know, where they were from. And they were all actually from other places than what they were describing. And so we felt they didn't know what Ahupuaʻa they lived in. Even though we knew where they lived, they didn't realize they were giving the incorrect information. The Ahupuaʻa Boundary Marker project was a partnership between Kāneloa Hawaiian Civic Club, the Kailua Hawaiian Civic Club, and the Waimanalo Hawaiian Civic Club. And we brought in members of their clubs to be part of the steering committee. We brought in representatives of the neighborhood boards from all these areas to be part of the steering committee. We also had representatives of the state and county transportation departments, and they were the most surprising partners because they turned out to be a big help. After years of fighting them over the H3 impact on Kāneloa, it was nice to have them work with us on a positive project. So one of the people from state DOT that was most helpful was a man named Chris Dacus, who was a landscape architect, and he was trying to do a project for DOT that connected them with the meaning of places that their highways go through. And so our project fit into his interests completely, and so he became a really active part of our project until he left the DOT several years later. But without his help, I don't know if we've been able to start. That was a big project. But just bringing in the people from the different areas, the cultural practitioners, the neighborhood board, the civic club members, we would go on these site visits to see where the boundaries should be. And studying the old maps, we had to decide what map to choose, what map would guide us on deciding where the boundaries were. And we ended up deciding to use the 1876 map of the kingdom, because that was the last official map used by the kings, the Ali'i, to identify the boundaries for the Ahupuaʻa. So the 1876 map was what guided us. There are many maps, and they show slightly different boundaries. It's not about trying to rework the system. We actually are thinking it's a good way to reintroduce our whole community of today with traditional practices that was good for sustainability and stewardship. So hopefully it will continue to grow, because what we did, and the person who helped me the most was Rocky Kaluhiva with the Kāneloa Hawaiian Civic Club. She and I were the partners in the Kāneloa one. We wanted to help people understand where they live and their kuleana to take care of where they live. So we actually want people to take a greater responsibility over stewardship in their own area. You don't have to go to the other side of the island to be a steward. You could be a steward where you live. And that was our basic message.